All right, let's talk about it. The dreaded word, shank. Yes, shank. A lot of people talk about shanking the golf ball in a full swing, but what about a chip shot? What could possibly be happening that's causing you to shank a little chip shot around the green? Well, the good news is we're gonna talk about what's causing that, and best of all, we're gonna show you how to fix it. I'm PJ, teaching professional Todd Cope, Director of Instruction for US Golf TV and the Sanford Power Golf Academy. And everybody even hates the word, I even hate to say it, shank, all right? Because we've all at some point had that particular shot in our game, and man, oh man, it can really scare us. Now, we're gonna dive into that, but before I do that, be sure to subscribe to our channel. We're putting out great content every week. We're helping golfers all over the globe, and also be sure to leave some comments. If you're shanking your chip shots and maybe you found something that works for you, please share it, because you might be able to help our fellow golfers. Or if you have a question on it, I'll be happy to answer. Leave it in the comments. So let's dive right into it. Two things that could be causing the shank when it comes to a chip shot. So first of all, a shank is when you hit the ball off the inside of the club, what we call the hosel, on the inside, all right? Right towards the heel, and boom, the ball goes straight to the right for a right-handed golfer. Now, the first place you want to look, if you're hitting that shot, is you could possibly have the hands too far in front of you. So when I'm set in here, if you've watched any of my chipping videos already, we've done a couple chipping videos, one of them well over 2 million views. All right, if you haven't, you need to check that out. But when you're set in there, if you have the hands too far forward, extremely far forward, what happens is the club face rotates to the right naturally for a right-handed golfer, meaning it opens the face, but it also brings the heel closer to the ball and really exposes it. So if I'm set in here and I have my hands way too far forward, so let me do this again. I'm in a neutral position. I start to slide my hands forward. You'll notice the heel of the club gets closer to the ball. And that could be simply why you're hitting that shank. Now, if you're not, maybe you got your hands in a neutral position, there's another reason that could be causing it in the motion. Now, before I forget, at the end here, I'm gonna give you a drill that's gonna fix shanks on the chip shots for everybody, all right? So be sure to stay tuned for that. Simple drill. The second place we wanna look at is the motion. Now, when you're set in there, we wanna see the club head swing basically straight back and kind of straight through. Now it works on a little bit of an arc, but basically when you're set in there, it works kind of straight back like this and straight through this way. If, however, you drag the club inside, notice where this club went, it goes inside. When I drag that club inside and I come through, that can also expose the heel and cause the shank. So there's two things you got to look for. Number one is setup. Do I have the hands too far forward? Or in the motion, am I swinging it too far inside? If you're doing either one of those, you're gonna be prone to that dreaded word, the shank. All right, so what about a drill? How can we fix that? Well, here's my favorite drill. So I've got 2 tees and simply an alignment rod. Now what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna take this alignment rod and I'm gonna point it at the blue flag where I'm going. So I just set it down here, I'm pointing it right at it. I'm gonna take the white tee and put it on the back side. I'm gonna take the blue tee now, and I'm gonna put it over here on the front side. Now I'm gonna go ahead and remove the alignment rod. All right, so now I've got a straight line over the white, over the blue. All right, so I'm set in here, neutral shaft position, right? Over the white, over the blue. Now if I do that, okay, that keeps the club swinging on a nice little slight arc that I wanted to. So this shank word should not be scary, because if you're hitting the shank, 2 things, handle too far forward, dragging the club too far inside, this little simple drill can help you fix that and end that dreaded word in your vocabulary once and for all.